welcome back to my channel. Today I have for you brand new picture books that are going to be released in the month of November. Now, there's not a lot that I have so far, but I'll add more to the list over on my website. So if you check out thecolorfulapple.com, I'll have a more complete list there than just what I'm sharing in this video. I'll also have links in the comments, or not in the comments, I'll have links in the description box down below of all the books that I'm sharing. And again, you can find those also on my website as well. But if you're new here, my name is Sarah and I'm from The Colorful Apple, and I love to share picture books with teachers and ways to use them in the classroom, because I think picture books are such a powerful tool to use with students, and sometimes I think they're underutilized, but there are so many different ways that you can use them in so many different subject areas. So today I have brand new picture books that are going to be released throughout this month. I'm not sharing them in any particular order. They will be released on different days throughout the month, so you'll have to check back to see when they are available and you can use them in your classroom. Now let's jump into those books. The first new release that I have is a book called Careful Shia Sin. In this book, a young boy lives in a multi-generational household. Wow, that was a mouthful, but I got it. And he realizes that he cannot do anything alone. His elders are constantly telling him to be careful, and they're always warning him of dangers because they fear that he will get hurt and not want to try again. But Xiao really wants a taste of freedom, so he decides to run away. Well, his family fears the worst, and they are on a search to find him. And when they finally do, they realize what this child is capable of and learn to appreciate who he really is. This book is written in both Chinese and English, so you have examples of both of those in the book, and you'll learn a lot from what a powerful character Shia Sin really is. A great read aloud to add to your collection this November. The next book that I have is an interactive book. This one is called Balas Bad Day. This one is kind of reminding me of What Should Danny Do? I think. I haven't actually seen the book, but from the description it kind of sounds like that. So in this book, Bilal is just having one of those days where his emotions and feelings are going to bubble over. They're just so pent up inside of him and he's about ready to burst. So in this book, as you read through it, this might be a better book, not necessarily to read aloud as a class, but with a small group or individually. But it sounds like what happens is you're going to spin the dial and you'll come to situations in the book and your child will spin the dial to kind of decide which calming strategy the character will use, and that will kind of take you on different routes throughout this story. But it will help your students understand those practical steps that they can take when those emotions, those feelings are feeling ready to bubble over and explode. I think this is a powerful book when talking about those social emotional concepts with your students. This next one sounds cute. This one is called Dogs Love Books Too. This one is written by Maria Coco, and I think this will be such a great book for your students who love books or who love dogs or who love both. In this book, we explore that dogs do love books too, but why? Is it the smell? Is it the taste? Or is it the reason why we love books? That it takes us to these far off places, it helps us go on adventures. This book really dives into all of the joys of reading and sharing books with friends and even some of our dogs as well. The next new picture book release that I have for November 2024 is by Jan Brett. And if you are a Jan Brett lover and really enjoy the illustrations in her books, this one will not disappoint. This one is called Alice in a Winter Wonderland. So this book is a rendition of Alice in Wonderland, but it takes place on the Alaskan tundra. So similar to Alice in Wonderland, she spies that white rabbit checking his pocket watch, and she follows him down a crevice into an Alaskan glacier. And she pops down this rabbit hole into that world of absurd possibilities. And throughout the book, you'll find those beloved characters from the original Alice in Wonderland story, but also your students will be introduced to a wide array of animals that are native to Alaska, which really takes this book, this classic book, on a new twist on this original classic. So I think this will be a fun one for your students to explore, especially if you do read Alice in Wonderland with your students. The next book that I have is called Cicely Tyson, and this is written by Renee Watson. And this book is a tribute to the famous actress. This book that is told in verse takes us through her childhood and where her family came from, where she grew up, and how she always carried this light within her, and she finally found a way to let it shine through her acting. And I think that your students not only will enjoy the story, but will be inspired by her life, and will really inspire those students that want to pursue acting as they get older. The next book that I have is called Coming Home, a Hopi Resistance Story. Now, this book is told by master woodcarver Mavastahanudi. I'm hoping I pronounced that correctly. But this is a story about his grandfather who, like many Native American children, was forced to leave his reservation as a child, go to a residential boarding school far away where the government cut his hair, punished him for speaking his native language, and gave him a new name. However, his grandfather never forgot who he was or where he came from, and he tried to escape again and again and finally made it back to his reservation in this unforgettable book about a piece of history in which he was really trying to keep his family and their traditions alive. A powerful book to share with your students. And this last book seems like a really fun one, especially for those students who have siblings. They will definitely be able to connect to this one. This is called Little and Big by Anne Gutman. And this is a story about two lemurs, one little and one big, and they are taking turns wishing to be like the other. And as they go throughout their day with their mother, they're constantly kind of one-upping each other and explaining why it's so much better to be the other one than to be themselves. And they're realizing that no matter what, the other brother always seems to have the advantage, but in the end, their true love as siblings definitely shines through. Now, those are the books that I have that are being released in November 2024, and like I said, I will add more to the blog post on my website so that you can really grab lots of different books to use in your classroom. I know teachers are always looking for new books to add to their collection, which is why I really enjoy doing these videos each month, because I know it's hard to keep up with how many books are released, and there's so many good ones, and I'd hate for you to miss out on them. So I will leave links to all of the books in the description box down below, and they will also be on my website as well. And if you are looking for lessons to use with different books in your classroom, whether it's for reading, writing, science, social studies, or even SEL, I urge you to check out the Colorful Apple Book Club. I'll leave a link in the description box. And over on the Colorful Apple Book Club, I'm creating resources to go along with picture books to teach different lessons in all of those subject areas. So definitely give that a check. And make sure if you love this video, give it a thumbs up, hit that red subscribe button, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you know when a new book is released each week. Have a great week.